Hey, Breaking Brown family. Hey, YourBlackWorld.net family. I just want to come to you real quick to talk about last night's election. What we saw last night was basically you saw Bernie Sanders get trounced by Hillary Clinton, and you saw Donald Trump run the board. And I want to talk about what that means. And somebody asked me, well, is this over? Is the revolution over? Well, the revolution isn't over for people on the right wing. I mean, they've still got Trump. Trump is basically threatening to blockade the RNC, to basically keep Kasich out of there. The revolution isn't over for people on the right. The revolution is over for people on the left. The revolution is especially over for black people, okay? Because we are voting for the most conservative in the person in the Democratic Party. You can't expect any kind of revolution by voting for the most conservative person in the party. That's just not going to happen. And so the most amazing thing about that, and I put up an article on Facebook that shows that, we're even doing worse economically than poor white people. But poor white people are revolting. And these are people who have lived all their lives with sort of white privilege, being able to tap into that, being able to get a job, quicker than as a high school graduate, quicker than a black person who graduated college because they're white. But they're still pissed off. They're still pissed off to say, you know what? We want Trump. We don't even care. We don't even care what he says. We don't even care what he does. We don't care. We want him because he's not the establishment. We, on the other hand, will go and get Hillary Clinton in spite of what she and Bill Clinton did to black people. In spite of that, we will still go and say, you know what? I want the Clintons. Clintons have, what Clintons did to working class people didn't compare in terms of what they did to working class black people. And what we've proven to the political establishment is that, listen, we're not serious. We're not serious. We are a captured group of people that aren't going to go anywhere no matter what anybody does to us. It doesn't matter what you do or what you say, we're going to be here. We're going to be here and we're going to vote Democratic. You can treat us bad. You can do all these sorts of things to us and we're going to stick around and we're going to be your whipping boy because we have nowhere to go. Now was our opportunity. This was our opportunity to go somewhere and to prove that, hey, you know what? You're going to treat us right. You're going to treat us right and we're going to leave or we're going to make you lose the election. This was our moment. So I'm not sure electorally if we're going to have another moment like this. I'm not sure. And we wasted it. That's what we did. We wasted it. We said Hillary Clinton's like us. She's a sister. I saw there was an article, I think on Think Progress, about how Hillary Clinton was a sister. That was news to me. But this is where we are. And so we're even, I had a conversation earlier this morning about whether or not black people who don't get their information from the church or from their congressman or anything like that, maybe it's time that we break away from these black people who, have decided that they're in bed with the Democrats no matter what. Because I don't see how we can pivot. I don't see how we can negotiate. I don't see how we can navigate with this arrangement where we're going to stand with Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton or whoever the Democrat is, no matter how bad they treat black people, or no matter how awful their policies are, or no matter how much their policies debilitate the black community and rob the black community of resources. We had an opportunity to vote for a candidate who was in favor of redistribution of wealth, which would have benefited black people more because we are disproportionately impoverished. So what you look at is that we didn't even go out and support that. This is, and this is something that I have mentioned before, but I've never gone into it. This is politics as therapy for black people. It's almost as if what means the most to us is that somebody validates us and makes us feel good about ourselves. So when Hillary Clinton goes in there and talks about, how she feels your pain and how, it's so wrong that these young black boys have basically been, have been slain in the street and shot and all of this, we're like, okay, she's validating us and she's familiar to us and we remember her. It's politics is therapy, but that's not what politics is. Politics is an exchange where I give you my vote and you give me this promise of a policy that you're going to implement that's going to affect me. I've heard Hillary Clinton say a lot of good things, but I haven't seen, policy specifics. Like what is she going to in the first 100 days of her being elected, what is she going to implement that's going to increase the wealth in the black community? What is she going to do that's going to drastically reduce incarceration of black men in the black community? Like, I haven't seen any of this from her. But because she comes out and she validates us and she makes us feel wanted. She makes us feel like we matter. That's who we are. And so for so long in this country, that's how we felt, that hey, whoever we select politically has to be somebody that feels good about black people. This is a person that has to be willing to come to the fish fry. This is a person that has to be willing to come to the chicken dinner. And what I'm telling you is that your chicken dinner doesn't matter, or it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter nearly as much as what the politics of that person is and what specific policy promises that they offer you. And if they're not giving you that, they're not really giving you anything. So I think, in this election, we've kind of proven that we're a pretty unsophisticated voting base. I mean, we could have come out for Sanders in it just maybe half and half, and Hillary Clinton would be losing right now. Think about that. Like if we had just 50% of black people vote for Clinton in most of these states that have already gone, and 50% voted for Sanders, Hillary Clinton would be losing right now. And it is mind-blowing considering that Hillary Clinton's policy proposals didn't do anything to encourage us to vote for her. There's nothing there in terms of why we should vote for her, except for the familiarity that we have with Bill Clinton and the black misleadership functionaries who came out and said, Hillary's our girl. And so the question is, how do we go forward from here? I as a person who actually enjoys to kind of get into the meat of these things and get into the meat of policy and get into the meat of this, I really don't see, how and I'm interested in terms of what you would say, in terms of comments, in terms of how we provide people with a political education about what politics is supposed to be and how we're supposed to vote. Because right now we have the right wing rising, and Hillary Clinton doesn't have any energy. There was no energy behind her campaign. She could lose to Trump. And even if she wins, we don't have anything. We're stuck now between a rock and a hard place. We have a Republican who is creating all this back and forth fervor about, and has white nationalists following him. And we have on the other side, we have a Democrat, Hillary Clinton, who has proven that given a chance, she's gonna decimate black people. The Clintons are gonna, use black people as the whipping boys and girls. So we don't have a shot. And we didn't even split our vote so that we would have a shot between one and the other and we put everything in this Clinton basket, even though Clinton has proven to us she doesn't have our best interest at heart. She's one half of the Clinton team that has, did more to undermine the upward mobility of black people than probably any president in modern history, including Republicans. So, I mean, I don't know how we go forward from that. I don't know how we politically recover from this.